The only thing we really fear is death, by the way. So in this video, I want to be talking about, fear, gratitude, urgency. Those are the three topics. Because there's one thing we fear. There's one root cause of all our fear, and that is us dying. That is the fact that we are not going to be here forever. And that's a fact, right? We need to remind ourselves that we could die in an hour. We could die tomorrow. We might not wake up, right? This is important to realize. Because when we realize this, we realize that we cannot afford to not live our best life. We cannot afford to ever complain. We cannot afford to not be the best version of ourselves. This is the concept of this. That's what fear actually is. That's the motivator of us to be the best version of us. And that's what I want to put in your head in this video. So, knowing that we could die in 10 minutes, it would be very unlikely, but we don't know. We can't see the future. It might happen. And if you have this mindset all the time, you gain a lot of gratitude. You have to, because you have to realize that every moment here is precious and we should be very grateful for it. And this will also create a lot of urgency, which makes us, as I mentioned before, want to live every moment of our lives, really don't ever have time to complain or to be mad about things because we didn't die of it. That's when we break it down. The root cause of fear and anger and stuff like that is being afraid to die. And if we are not dying in the situation, we can always remove the fear. So, to sum this up again, we have one fear, that's death. That fear is a motivator that creates urgency for us to live our absolute best lives and be the absolute best version of ourselves. Because we cannot afford anything less, actually. When we remind ourselves of this, when we forget this, we live a life we don't want to. When we know this in our brain, that we cannot afford to not live like our best version, and we forget it, and we live in other ways than our best self, that can be dangerous. And that's where most people live. They don't realize this. They forget it. They don't remind themselves that we could die tomorrow. So keep this in mind. There's a Stoic saying, memento mori, which means basically you're going to die. Or like something like that. You're going to die. And this is important to remind ourselves of, to create the urgency and create the gratitude for our lives. Because with urgency and gratitude, we are unstoppable. We are unstoppable. We'll go out and chase our goals now because we can't afford to wait, and we will be happy now and grateful now because there's no other way to live, and we cannot afford to not be grateful and happy and live our best lives. So this is absolutely two of the strongest ways or strongest mindsets or things to remind yourself of, that you need, that you're going to die, so you need to have gratitude for every moment in your life, and you need to be thinking about what your moments are going towards and making them count. Thank you, guys.